In a large forest filled with tall trees and rushing rivers, there lived a small squirrel named Hazel. Hazel was known throughout the forest for being kind and quick, but she wasn't very brave. She was afraid of the dark, scared of the wind, and always stayed close to her cozy tree hollow. Her friends, the other forest animals, loved her, but they often had to adventure without her because Hazel was too scared to join them. One bright morning, Hazel's best friend, a bluebird named Sky, flew to her tree. "Hazel! Hazel!" Sky chirped excitedly. "We're going on an adventure to find the hidden treasure at the edge of the forest. You have to come with us." Hazel peeked out from her hollow, her little nose twitching nervously. "Treasure? That sounds exciting, but the edge of the forest is far away, and what if there are dangers on the way? What if something bad happens?" Sky fluttered down beside Hazel and smiled. "That's what makes it an adventure, Hazel. We'll be with you, and we can face anything together." Hazel hesitated, but deep down, she wanted to be brave. She wanted to join her friends and see the world beyond her tree. So, with a deep breath, she said, "All right, I'll come." The group of friends set off on their journey. Alongside Hazel and Sky were Benny the Beaver, who was great at building things, and Willow the Rabbit, who was the fastest animal in the forest. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they came across a dark, twisted part of the woods. The trees were tall and cast long shadows on the ground. Hazel's heart began to pound, and her paws trembled. "I don't like this place," she whispered. Benny smiled and said, "Don't worry, Hazel. We'll get through it together. Just stay close." Taking a deep breath, Hazel followed her friends into the shadows. The wind howled through the trees, and strange noises echoed in the distance. But every time Hazel felt scared, she looked at her friends and remembered she wasn't alone. Step by step, her fear began to fade. After they made it through the dark woods, they reached the river. It was wide and fast, with no bridge in sight. Hazel's heart sank. "How will we ever cross?" she asked. Benny grinned. "Leave it to me." With his strong teeth, Benny chewed through some nearby branches and quickly built a sturdy raft. "Hop on," he called. As they floated across the river, Hazel felt the wind in her fur and the rush of water below, but instead of feeling afraid, she felt excited. She was doing it. She was on an adventure with her friends. Finally, they reached the edge of the forest, where a large, old oak tree stood. Legend said that beneath this tree was a hidden treasure. Hazel's friends cheered, but when they reached the tree, they realized the ground was too hard to dig up. "How will we find the treasure now?" Willow asked, her ears drooping. Hazel, feeling braver than ever, stepped forward. "Maybe we don't need to dig. Look at the tree. It's old and hollow. The treasure might be inside." With Sky's help, Hazel climbed up the tree and peeked inside the hollow trunk. There, hidden in the darkness, was a chest covered in dust and leaves. "I found it," Hazel squeaked excitedly. Her friends cheered as Hazel carefully brought the chest down. Inside, they found something even better than gold. It was a collection of stories and maps from long ago, showing adventures that had happened in the forest over the years. "This is the best treasure of all," Sky said, fluttering with excitement. And Hazel agreed. She realized that the real treasure wasn't the chest, but the adventure itself. She had faced her fears, crossed rivers, and explored dark woods, all with the help of her friends. Hazel knew she had found something far more valuable, her bravery. From that day on, Hazel was known as the brave little squirrel, and she never let her fears hold her back from another adventure.